Hello again, and welcome back to the AI-MCP Agent Use Case Series. I'm George Snyder, one of the developers of the platform. Today, we're building a small team of agents that work together on a problem every factory faces. A defect shows up on the line, and you need to figure out why it happened and get a corrective action report moving fast before more bad parts ship. The first member of the team is the root cause analyst, and this one is pure reasoning. It has no tools and it doesn't need any. Its whole job is to think. Its instructions tell it. Given a described defect, work out the most likely root causes and explain the reasoning behind each one. So when a quality engineer says parts are cracking near a weld seam, this agent draws on what it knows about materials and process to propose the real candidates, heat, fixturing, material, technique, and lays out why. It's the experienced eye that looks at the problem first. Here's the second member of the team, the corrective action report drafter. Once the analyst has reasoned out the likely cause, this specialist turns that into a formal document. The problem, the root cause, the corrective action, an owner, and a due date. And notice it's connected to your document system over MCP, the open standard for giving an agent real tools. You can see the tools it can use, list the documents and tag a document, so it can actually file the report where your team will find it, not just print it to the screen. Now let's see how they work as a team. This is the multi-agent flow designer. Read left to right. The flow starts, hands the described defect to the root cause analyst, which reasons out the likely causes, and then passes that analysis to the car drafter, which writes and files the corrective action report, and finishes. Each box is one of the agents we just looked at. And notice the building blocks in the palette. You can branch on a condition or fan, work out and back, so a quality workflow can be as simple or as sophisticated as the process requires, all without writing code. The magic is in the handoff. When we click the analyst, we can see it produces a structured output, its root cause analysis. And when we click the drafter, it declares that same analysis as its input. That's the contract between them. The analyst thinks through the problem and packages up its findings, and the drafter receives exactly that, with nothing lost in translation. The platform passes it from one specialist to the next automatically. Let's run the whole team on a real defect. We tell it a batch of model MX450 parts shows surface cracking near the weld seam and ask it to triage. Watch the flow work. The analyst reasons through the likely root causes and explains each one. Then it hands off and the drafter turns that into a full corrective action report. Problem, root cause, corrective action, owner, due date, and uses its document tools to file it. Each agent's real response streams in order, and the chat history shows the exact cost of the whole run. A defect triaged and a report drafted in seconds. With the team tested, it's time to put it to work. Saving the Flow publishes it with a single agent code, and the whole two-agent team can be delivered wherever your people report defects. The first way is an embeddable chat window you can drop onto an internal quality portal. An operator or engineer describes what they're seeing, and behind that one chat box, both agents spring into action. The analyst works out the likely cause, the drafter writes and files the corrective action report, and the engineer gets a real starting document right there in the browser, no login and nothing to install. Quality teams also have engineers fielding reports from the floor, so the second way is Chat Assist, our live agent co-pilot. Here a quality engineer gets a message about the cracking. When the report comes in, the engineer hands it to the assistant, which runs this very same two-agent team, reasoning out the cause and drafting the corrective action report, tools and all, and prepares the reply. The engineer reviews it, adds their own judgment about priority, and sends it. The agents do the analysis and the paperwork. The human owns the call. And there's a third way to reach this workflow, the phone. Because these are AI-MCP agents, the same root cause and corrective action team can connect to a standards-based SIP telephony provider, so someone on the line could call in a defect by voice and get the analysis and a drafted corrective action back. It's all managed here in Telephony Setup: phone numbers, call history, and diagnostics. One team, reachable across the web, live chat, and a phone line. And that's a defect triage team, two specialized agents, one that reasons out the root cause with no tools at all, and one that drafts and files the corrective action report over MCP, passing a clean, structured handoff between them and delivered as a self-service window or a live agent co-pilot, all designed on one canvas without a line of code. This is where multi-agent really shines. A hard problem split into a thinking step and a doing step, each handled by the right specialist. Thanks for watching. I'm George Snyder, and I'll see you at the next AI-MCP multi-agent deep dive.